My best friend of 5 years just stabbed me in the back and got with my ex. And she thought I wouldn't find out, but I did. So let's do a story time. Her and I have been best friends off and on. I say off and on because she's always done things that just don't add up. But for these past 2 years, we've been solid. Like, I see her almost every single day, and when we don't see each other, we're always FaceTiming. This just happened, so I'm still freaking out. When I was with my ex, she would always insist on us three hanging out. Like, me and her couldn't hang out alone anymore. She'd always want him to come. And her excuse was, oh, because I want to get to know him and I need to make sure I like who you're with. After the first day that she actually met him, I forgot about this. She went and followed his Instagram, and she didn't even tell me that she was going to follow my boyfriend at the time. Like, she just went ahead and followed him. But why did she only like one picture? A picture of him from 2 years ago. Just of him. So I screenshotted it and sent it to her and just asked her, hey, like, why? Her excuse was, oh my gosh, I was stalking his page late last night to make sure like there was no girls. I was just trying to be a good friend to you, and I must have accidentally liked his selfie. I'm little delusional over here, and I believed her because she was my best friend. Oh, trust me, it's about to get way worse. I would always go to my job at a certain time. Like, my schedule has always been the same since I started there, and my boyfriend at the time would always bring me lunch. He told me he was craving Chipotle and he was gonna bring me Chipotle. He would always show up at the exact time I'd clock out for my lunch, but for some reason that day he was running a little late, and this is where I put pieces together. Him and I would share locations with each other, so I was easily just able to see where he was, but I also shared my locations with my best friend. It was at the same Chipotle that he was going to. So instead of watching his location, I just started watching hers. I saw her location slowly start moving towards my job. So I thought, delusional again, that they're coming to surprise me. Like, he came with her to surprise me. Until I saw her location stop down the street from my job. When my boyfriend showed up without her, I asked him, what were you guys doing together? I know you guys were together. He told me he had no idea what I was talking about and he had not seen her. So he denied it, so I went and asked her. And her story, same thing. I was not with him. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a coincidence. She claimed that she didn't want to be in our drama and she's just going to turn her locations off permanently with me. I'm not even going to talk about him and I, but just know that we split on bad terms. But of course, when we split up, my best friend was so there for me, so supportive, and was telling me how he was trash and I didn't deserve him, and she knew all along. So how did I figure out that they've been secretly like with each other? Her and I had plans, and she told me that she had to cancel because her family's beach house was going to be open and no one was Airbnb-ing it. And she said that they were going to go. Normally, when she'd go to her beach house though, I'd always get invited. And this time she insisted that it's just strictly family. So I decided I'll just take myself to Target and have like a self-care pampering night. And when I was at Target, I heard my name being called from somebody behind me. It was her mom and little brother. Then she asked me, wait, why aren't you at the beach house with my best friend? Then I flipped a Uno reverse. Well, why aren't you at the beach house with my best friend? When I tell you guys how bad my stomach dropped, then her mom says, well, I know she's there because the Ring doorbell keeps like sending me notifications. When you get a gut feeling, you just know. So I asked her, pull that up right now. And sure enough, there they were. My heart is like absolutely shattered by both of them, but just mainly because my best friend could do something like that, and I just feel like
The other day when I was out alone, something terrifying happened to me, and this is why us girls forever need to be aware of our surroundings 24/7. This happened in Brea, California at the Savers thrift store, having a tea party for my birthday, and I wanted to find antique items. I was looking for everything, and I think I was just so concentrated on what I was doing, I totally forgot that I was in a public space. I did happen to notice when I was in there, though, that there was two tall, very tall men that kept, like, walking back and forth. I thought they worked there. And this is when I started feeling uncomfortable because any aisle I would go down, the same man kept going down the same aisle. I kept fighting with myself though and thinking I was just being paranoid because he wasn't coming close to me. I was in the other aisle and I didn't see him for a while, so I really thought that this was just in my head. I did end up seeing something I liked on the bottom shelf, not even thinking. I bent over. And as I'm bending over, I just see some feet right next to me, and all I hear is this. He smelled me. I had a basket full of things, and I thought, what better way than to tell the cashier what's going on and someone can walk me to my car. But to my surprise, Savers has self-checkout. There is no cashiers. At this point, I full on lost the dude. I don't know where he went in the store, so I hurried up and checked my items out to try to hurry out of the store. I'm scanning my final item and I hear somebody go to the self-checkout next to me. And it was him. He was checking out right next to me. So I looked at what he was buying because the whole time I didn't see him pick up anything. And the only thing he bought was a knife. And I'm not talking about a butter knife. I'm talking about one of those knives. The way my stomach dropped when I saw what he had bought, I immediately started hyperventilating and shaking like a freaking chihuahua. And I'm looking for an employee. One of the employees actually ended up coming up to me and asking me if I was all right. And I was like, no. I told her what happened and she got scared as well. I had asked her if she could please get one of the male employees to walk me to my car. The sweetest little fresh out of high school boy walked me to my car and the whole time was making sure that I was okay and calming down. Bless his heart. But ladies, had I not been so observant, I could have really put myself in such a dangerous spot. So please, please, please always watch your surroundings, share your location, tell people where you're going. I'm just so thankful that I was able to spot it fast enough and able to get help. Be safe.
My girlfriend just gave birth to our first child. I know I am not the biological father, and I revealed I knew as soon as she gave birth. I found out when she was about 6 months along. The guy, Brian, approached me at work. Are you Sarah's boyfriend? I said yeah and asked what he wanted. He said he was sorry and that he had slept with her and swore he didn't know that she was with someone. I don't believe that. He then pulled out his phone to show a text between them. They had been sleeping or linking up for at least a year. Then she found out that she was pregnant and they came to an agreement to just pretend the baby was mine. In return, she wouldn't lose her perfect life and he wouldn't be responsible for a baby. I knew it was weird. We had been having problems trying for a baby and all of a sudden she got pregnant so easily. But he explained that he was thinking about it and he recently became a Christian. He said that he couldn't live his life knowing that I was living a lie while his child didn't know their real father. So yeah, I told him I'd keep in touch and to not say that he said anything just yet. I've had a lot of time to think, but ultimately I decided to wait until she gave birth, to hurt her in the most vulnerable moment. I'll spare the details, but she went into labor, baby was born, and was taken to the NICU to be monitored for a bit. What should have been a beautiful moment of me holding my baby was the most heartbreaking time of my life. Just knowing he was not mine hurt me. Once she was sewn up and comfortable, I started packing up my stuff to leave. She asked where I was going and I just told her. I know I'm not the baby's father. You can act all shocked, but I know. Just ask Brian to come. I'm positive he'll sign the birth certificate. Then I left. She's been calling my phone over and over, even sending texts as I typed this, and has gotten her sister to call me a few times. It was hard pretending these last few months, but I think I'm satisfied. I feel really heartbroken though. I was planning to propose to her on the day our baby was born. I was going to make her the happiest woman ever. Oh well,